Solomon's command over the Jinn, genie mail, was it really possible? Shocking biblical evidence. A powerful, mysterious, and spiritual story, based on the Bible and ancient Jewish traditions. Glowing Star Chapter 1. Who was King Solomon? God's gifted ruler. Solomon, the son of King David, was the third king of Israel and is considered the wisest man who ever lived. The Bible tells us that God himself appeared to Solomon in a dream and offered him anything he desired. Solomon didn't ask for riches or power, he asked for wisdom. Since you have asked for this and not for long life or wealth for yourself, I will give you a wise and discerning heart, so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. 1 Kings 3:11-12. God's response gave Solomon not only unmatched wisdom, but also extraordinary powers. He became known across the world for his knowledge of nature, animals, spirits, and even the mysteries of the universe. But was there more to Solomon than just wisdom? Could he really control supernatural beings, like the Jinn? Crown Chapter 2. Solomon's spiritual authority hints in the Bible. Though the Bible doesn't use the term Jinn directly, it gives several clues suggesting Solomon had powers that went beyond the natural. Synagogue, the temple of the Lord. Solomon built the grand temple in Jerusalem, a feat so magnificent that it remains legendary. The Bible tells us. He had 70,000 carriers and 80,000 stonecutters in the hills and 3,600 foremen. 2 Chronicles 2:2. This enormous project required more than just manpower. Jewish traditions suggest that supernatural beings assisted in building the temple, possibly Jinn-like creatures under Solomon's command. Genie Chapter 3. The Ring of Power. Ancient Jewish writings. Ancient Jewish texts like the Talmud, Midrash, and a mysterious book known as the Testament of Solomon describe something astonishing. Solomon had a magical ring engraved with the name of God. This ring gave him power over demons, spirits, and jinn. According to these writings, Solomon used this ring to summon, control, and even imprison jinn. He commanded them to build the temple, fetch treasures, and reveal hidden knowledge. Scroll from the Testament of Solomon. God gave me a ring with the seal of the living God. With it, I controlled demons and spirits and forced them to do the work of building the temple. These stories, although not in the canonical Bible, were widely accepted in ancient Jewish belief and even hinted at in later Christian and Islamic traditions. Crystal Ball Chapter 4. The work of the Jinn. What did they do? Here is what the Testament of Solomon and Jewish mysticism say the Jinn did under Solomon's command. Moved massive stones for the temple. Dug underground passages and foundations. Revealed secrets of heaven and earth. Helped create magical and spiritual artifacts. Were imprisoned in vessels and sealed with Solomon's ring. Some jinn were so rebellious that Solomon had them chained and thrown into the sea, trapped in copper vessels, an image eerily similar to the concept of a genie in a bottle. Books Chapter 5. Hidden clues in the Bible. While the Bible never openly says Solomon ruled over jinn, it does contain mystical hints. 1. The Nephilim. Genesis 6:4. These mysterious giants were the offspring of the sons of God and daughters of men, possibly spirits or fallen angels mixing with humans. 2. Unclean spirits. New Testament. Jesus cast out spirits and demons, spiritual beings that operated in the world of men. 3. Solomon's supernatural wisdom. He spoke 3,000 proverbs and his songs numbered 1,005. He described plant life, animals and birds, reptiles and fish. 1 Kings 4:32-33. Such immense knowledge suggests more than natural intellect. It points toward divine or even mystical insight, possibly given by God and carried out through control of spiritual forces. Warning Chapter 6. The Fall of Solomon when power corrupts. Despite his divine gifts, Solomon's heart was eventually led astray. The Bible states, King Solomon, however, loved many foreign women, and his wives led him astray to follow other gods. 1 Kings 11:1-4. These women brought their own gods, magic, and possibly dark spiritual practices into Israel. Solomon began to worship foreign gods and built altars for them. Some believe this was when the very spirits Solomon once controlled turned against him, as he violated God's covenant. Brain Chapter 7, Fact or Fiction, What Should We Believe? So is this all true? The Bible doesn't clearly confirm Solomon ruled Jinn, but it shows he had extraordinary power and wisdom. Ancient Jewish texts confirm Solomon had a ring of power, commanded spirits, and built the temple with their help. Islamic texts, Quran, also say Solomon had command over jinn, winds, and animals, confirming Jewish tradition. Christian mystics have long discussed Solomon's spiritual role and power over hidden forces. So while the canonical Bible is subtle, other religious sources together build a powerful case that Solomon's dominion extended beyond men and into the realm of the unseen. Dove Chapter 8, Lessons for Us Today. Solomon's story is not just history, it's a spiritual mirror for us. Here are some takeaways. True wisdom comes from God and must be used with humility. Power without obedience leads to destruction. Even the wisest can fall. There is a real spiritual world. Both good and evil forces exist beyond human sight. Spiritual gifts are sacred. Misusing them leads to loss and divine judgment. White heavy checkmark summary table. Topic summary. Who was Solomon, son of David, wisest king of Israel? Biblical powers: wisdom, knowledge, leadership, insight into creation. Did he rule jinn? Indirectly supported by Bible, directly mentioned in Jewish and Islamic texts. How a divine ring, God's name, wisdom, divine favor. What did jinn do? Built the temple, carried out supernatural tasks. Why did Solomon fall? Idolatry, love for foreign women, disobedience to God. Lesson: obey God above all, and never abuse divine gifts. Jinn email. Final thought. Whether you fully believe Solomon ruled jinn or not, one thing is clear: he was not just a king. He was a man who walked the line between heaven and earth, wielding powers that even modern minds can hardly comprehend. His story challenges us to ask, what would you do if God gave you the power to rule not just over men, but over spirits too?